Welcome everybody. We're going to share the video here out on the interwebs, and then we'll get started with the show. Play some music for you guys in the meantime. All right, so we have some shares done. Welcome, this is Charles Ogar, aka Ogarocious, and this is going to be my vlog. Currently in Austin, Texas, and I guess a little bit about me if you don't know who I am. I guess I'm mostly well known as a Kizomba instructor here in the US, pioneer building the urban Kizomba scene here, but I consider myself an entrepreneur first and foremost, and you guys are going to get more tidbits about that and things like that as the show goes on. A lot of you were, I guess, saw my first blog that I did before the Neo Kids Festival, and that was all hunky-dory and everything, but I'm pretty busy traveling and things like that, and so to record the vlogs and then edit the vlogs and put all the effects on the video, then upload it and all that kind of stuff, it got really time consuming, and I wanted to be more persistent. So this is forcing me to be kind of just bare bones, put it out there directly out to the interwebs, and yeah, just go straight out to the internet. So thank you guys for joining in. If you are watching right now, please share the video on your page to kind of help the viewership under my page here, which is going to be Ogarocious. So where does Ogarocious come from? Ogarocious, my last name is Ogar. My dad is from Nigeria, and so I'm not sure what Ogar means. But yes, Ogar and ferocious coming together come up with Ogarocious, and I miss you too, Ina. And this was actually given to me by a supervisor that I had when I was living in Houston. I was living in Houston working for Convergys, which was like a technical support, and I forgot the name of that supervisor, but he called me Ogarocious, and so that name kind of stuck with me over the years, and I kind of like it because it's kind of like an inspiration to kind of be the biggest version of myself, which is what I want to do here with the show and the vlogs and everything like that. I've been gaining some traction and some momentum and things like that, so now I want to really, I guess, kind of document my journey as an artist, as a dancer, as an entrepreneur, as an instructor, as an organizer, all that kind of stuff. And I gotta keep you guys up to date, and I want to share that with you guys. So Ogarocious is kind of going to be my brand to kind of help me expand myself outside of Kizomba as well. I want to get involved in motivational speaking. I want to start playing music again. I want to make beats. I want to kind of continue to research the history of dance and things like that. So I definitely love Kizomba. Nothing is going away from what I do on the Kizomba side of things, but I really want to kind of own my creative expression, if you will, outside of Kizomba. So, if you guys have been following my journey so far, today is September 11th. September 11th here in the US is a memorable date. I saw a lot of the posts of never forget and things like that. Without getting too political and things like that, definitely shout out to all the people who were affected by 9/11. The US has definitely hasn't been the same since then, you know? So since now, I'm actually in Austin. I had an off weekend, and this was actually my first weekend off since NeoKids. After NeoKids, you guys know, if you were following along, I had the tour with Ronnie Saleh. That was really, really awesome. We were in Austin, then we went to Chicago, then we went to Orlando, then we went to Phoenix. After that, I was at the DC Bachata Festival. Shout out to Lee and Kat for having me out there. It was really fun. Shout out to Elizabeth for assisting me there. And then I was at the Dallas Bachata Festival. The Dallas Bachata Festival was put on by Sammy and his crew with Saka Kizomba. Shout out to Pam for assisting me with my classes, and also to Sara Panedo, who also helped me with my classes. If you guys haven't seen the video that I put out with Sara Panedo, be sure to check it out. It's going to be in the minutes. I think one of my ladies here, Riva, is checking in, and we're going to try to put the minutes on the show. We're going to see how this flows over the weeks. I think Monday evenings are a pretty good time for me because I'm usually back in Austin, or if I'm not, then I can just find a decent internet connection and make it work. Hey, Hema. Hey, Jessica. So yeah, after the Dallas Bachata Festival, let me go back to the DC Bachata Festival. I actually recorded a demo with Elizabeth Harrow out of Montreal. Working on editing that. We went to the Lincoln Memorial and recorded a demo there. So be on the lookout for that. I'll definitely include it in the show notes or the minutes as that comes out. In Dallas, it was really, really fun there. I stayed in Dallas for a couple of days after the event, and I was a guest instructor with Audie and Pam in Dallas, and that was really, really an insightful kind of opportunity to come and see their students and things like that. One thing, I guess if I could talk to my instructors or for the students here as well, one thing that I noticed from one of the comments that I got from one of the follows that was in the class, she was like, I can't feel it if it doesn't make sense in my head. And immediately when I heard that, I was like, okay, she's a thinker. She's not a feeler. And it has to make sense logically for her first, and then she needs to feel the way it goes, which is exactly the way that I need to process the way that I learn and things like that. I have to think, it has to make sense. If you guys have been to my classes, you see the way that I break things down with the 53s, the 62s, the 180s, the 186s, all that kind of stuff. I'm very logical minded, but I have to realize, like, as an instructor, everybody else's brain isn't going to work the way that I do. So just a quick tip for my instructors, be aware of the different learning styles and the way that people's brains work. And for those of you that are listening, if you're a student, be aware of the way that you learn. It's so much easier if you can communicate a way to the instructor of how you should like to receive your information, because it'll just prevent a lot of headaches and frustrations and things like that if they know, okay, I know the goal of what I'm about to do right now, but I need you to show me to me, or I need you to count it out, or we got to put on some music, or I need you to break it down step by step or something like that, or I need to feel it. Like, there's different things that are going to get your students' brains to unlock. So yes, be aware of that. The learning process is pretty awesome, And it's probably something, maybe we'll have a guest on the show or something like that that just talks about learning overall and the way that the brain works. Our brains work outside of dance, so it's really, really awesome. And it's one thing that I'm really something that I'm a champion for is self-awareness in dance. Dance has definitely been such a huge part of my journey and things like that. So self-awareness, be aware of the way that you learn. Instructors, be aware of the way that your students learn, and you'll be that much more of an effective instructor, whether it be in a private lesson, in a workshop, weekly class, whatever your learning environment may be. Yeah? All right, so Audie jumped in for the demo at the end of the class in Dallas, and that video is getting some pretty good trends. I think it has like over 8,000 views now, something like that. Audie is an awesome follow. I need to step up my follow game, but I'll include the minutes there as well, so you guys can check out that demo. I see a comment. Have I done a blog post on learning styles or multiple intelligences? I haven't. I'll see if there's somebody that I can bring on the line. I mean, I can speak from my perspective of things, but it'd be good to like have somebody else on the line. So if you have a recommendation on who would be good to talk about those learning styles, that'd be cool. Maybe an author of a book or something like that. Thank you for joining, Jennifer. Like I said before, if you guys are watching the show, I really appreciate it if you guys share it. If you guys look at the bottom of your phone there should be a share item and help spread the word for the vlog. I'm going to try to be doing this every Monday evening. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. So, weekend off in Austin. I travel a lot, and it was really nice to kind of just chill in my hometown on the weekend. There was a social on Friday. We had an Esquina Tango, and that was really, really fun. The class, though, we had like 3 leads and like 10 follows. And I know it's always like a frustration, even in some of the comments that I was seeing today, like this one lady, I think Eugene posted on his wall, the true test of the lead is to see what he can do in limited space. And there was somebody in the comments who responded, no, the true test of a lead is who gets to dance with as many leads as possible. And I commented on the post. I usually don't get into comments. I'll explain why in a bit, because that's a whole nother subject, but it's really a double-edged sword. So me as an instructor, as a hired artist, as getting paid, like this is my profession, I'm trying to be lead by example, if you will, at the socials. Basically, you're on the social dance floor, dancing back to back to back to back to back to back. For my ladies that are listening, if you want to dance with a lead and you see that he has a line of dances, please, 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 please give him a cup of water. Oh my goodness, it is such a big relief if you just bring him a cup of water, like wait to dance with him, and then when you come to dance with him, you give him a cup of water. It's such a nice thing. And then, like, I kind of have this undercover thing going on where some people will bring me fruit snacks at the socials. It's really, really awesome. I like fruit snacks. But for my ladies, it's not easy for a lead to be on the dance floor dancing nonstop. He's sweating. He doesn't get to take a break because he wants to put himself out there, especially if he's an instructor or maybe he's just a taxi dancer. It's not easy. And on the flip side, ladies, if I put yourself in your shoes or your heels, if you will, I get that it's not cool to come out to the social, pay for your flight, pay full pass for the weekend, or pay your entry to the social and sit there and not dance. I get it's both sides, you know, because you don't want the lead to feel obligated to dance with you, you know, and you don't want, you want the lead to be present with you and to enjoy the dance and play with the music and things like that, you know, versus just going through the motions because he feels trapped, you know. I will say from personal experience, it is really, really, really awesome to go to a social and dance with who you want to for as long as you want to, you know, because, I mean, if he paid his flight, his hotel and everything like that as well, just like you did, then he should have the right to enjoy the social like he wants to, you know. I don't know. There's a lot of underlying things there. Hopefully the lead is gracious and things like that. But I said for the ladies, I don't think it's like the leads are trying to avoid you or anything like that. But I mean, if he's just gone through 3-4 dances and he's dancing with a beginner that were kind of heavy, and then he gets to dance with this follower who has more experience, is a little bit lighter, that understands his flow and his musicality, and he's able to play more of the music so he can dance at his higher level, that's nice too, you know? So I know the skill level is kind of a thing as well with the follows, but I mean, if you're not getting the dances at the socials, then you can't improve your level. So it's tough. But a glass of water would definitely be helpful. I actually did a survey on why in North America we have so many females starting to lead, because if you take a look at the European scene, they don't have that many female leads. I'm going to be doing a blog post or a podcast or maybe a combination of both on the phenomenon that we have going on why we have so many female leads in North America and the lack of leads, you know. It's definitely something to take into consideration, and it's not just something that's just passing through. And it'll be good to get people's perspectives on if this is going to help us grow as a scene. Is this going to be the new trend? How do guys feel about learning to lead from a female? And things like that, like for female artists getting booked in the US and things like that, there's a lot of questions that have been asked and frustrations that have been brought to the forefront. But yeah, that's gonna be a conversation to be continued. Again, if you guys are watching, hit the share button, share it on your social media to help the presence of the vlog. This is gonna be a weekly thing every Monday. Hey Laurent, so I have 2 questions here. What makes a good follow in the lead's eyes? Very good question, I'm gonna talk about that. And Laurent, what would you recommend to a Kizomba artist starting today to build a career? Very nice question as well. So this is gonna become like Ask Gary Vee or questions and things like that. I don't know what this show is gonna shape out to, but I'm just gonna get in front of my phone and talk to you guys because I wanna talk to you guys, and I think it's good to have these conversations. So to answer Jennifer's question, what makes a good follow in the lead's eyes? Balance and sensitivity. Those are the 2 things that I would definitely call out if we're talking about skill. Because when a follow is heavy, it's not enjoyable. Like if I were to be honest, and again, I'm an instructor, I want to train follows. This is why the follows come out to the classes and take private lessons and things like that. Like, nothing against my follows. And it takes some self-awareness to know whether you're a good follow or a light follow. But if a follow is heavy, I'm literally counting down the seconds to when that song is going to end. Let me do my 2 songs and be nice and stuff like that. But if I were to be honest, was that dance enjoyable? Like, no. Like, it's more work. Like, you're already there at the social dancing 3-4 hours straight sometimes, you know, and to just have a follow that's just making your duty or what you're doing on the dance floor harder, it's not helpful. It is such a gift or a joy when you have a follow that's like really, really light and really, really responsive and sensitive to like small movements, you know, and it takes experience. So I mean, this is kind of self-serving, but like if you take private lessons, that kind of helps give you the feedback that you need. I guess I've talked to some follows who have worked with me in the past, or leads who've known follows that I've put some time into, and they can definitely feel the difference. To be honest, I mean, I'm confident in my teaching ability, but sensitivity and lightness. And if I were to say one last thing on the follows, and this counts for the leads as well, like you have mental capacity. Mental capacity, you have to be aware of yourself, you have to be aware of what the leader is leading you, and you have to be aware of the music, all at the same time. So you have 3 buckets or plates, if you will, that you're trying to juggle at the same time. And if you're so worried on yourself that you can't pick up on the cues the lead is giving to you, then it's that much tough. So ladies, you have to dance, you have to practice on your own to the music. I cannot stress that enough. Ladies, if you want to get good at your kizomba, dance to kizomba by yourself. Get used to feeling the beat, get used to feeling the slows, get used to feeling the syncopations and things like that. and it will really, really help your kizomba, because I can tell when I'm dancing with a follow and she knows the song, and when she doesn't know the song, you know, and it kind of limits what you can do to the music. That's a whole other discussion, but to answer Jennifer's question, lightness and sensitivity. Those are the two things I'll put to the forefront. There's more things like smelling good, all that kind of stuff, but lightness and sensitivity. Laurent, what would you recommend to artists who are starting to build their career today? I would recommend for that artist to, first and foremost, it's like, okay, artist, what do you mean? As an instructor, as a dancer? If you want to be known as an instructor, then you have to start teaching, yeah? It's gonna be super, super important, because you can't be an artist and be a crappy teacher unless your dancing is like freaking phenomenal. But again, the skill set of dancing really, really well and teaching really, really well, those are two different things, yeah? Just because a dancer can dance really, really well doesn't mean he can teach. And I think for those of you that are watching right now that have been out to a couple of workshops and festivals and things like that, you know what I'm talking about. If you're a little bit newer in the dance scene, you may not have experience yet of being in a class where somebody can dance really well, but they can't really explain what they're doing. But this goes into the whole process of learning. So I feel like I'm going to explode with all the knowledge that I have in my brain right now. But so you have the 4 stages of learning. You have the first stage, which is unconscious competence. Unconscious incompetence. So you don't know the things that you don't know. Like I've said, okay, today I want to build a rocket. I have no idea what the first step is to build a rocket. Second step is, or the second stage, I should say, is going to be conscious incompetence. So now I don't know how to build a rocket. I found this manual on how to build a rocket, but I'm still clueless about everything. But I know the things that I need to do, but I don't know how to do them. Yeah? Third stage of learning is conscious competence. So now you're learning how to do the things that you need to do. And the third stage is really important, because once you drill and you train and you review and you practice and lather, rinse, repeat that process over and over and over again, then you get to the fourth stage of learning, which is unconscious competence. Yeah? Unconscious competence means that things are so second nature that you surprise yourself on the things that you're able to do. And it's like, I don't even know what I just did right now, but it worked. It was to the music and it was freaking awesome, and I wish somebody was freaking recording what I just did right now. That has happened to me so many times. I'm pretty sure some of the other dancers can relate to that. And I find myself in situations where people are asking me, well, what was that move that you did right here in this demo? And I'm like, what the hell was I thinking at that particular time? And you try to like reenact your dancing. I feel like that's a good stage to be in, to where you're reacting more than actually thinking, especially for a thinker like me. But going back to Laurent's question, teaching ability is going to be super, super important. Dancing ability is going to be super, super important. I think the dance ability is first and foremost, because no matter how good of a teacher you are, if you can't dance, then that's going to be bad. And then for me as an entrepreneur, I'm really huge on sales and marketing and promotion, all that kind of stuff. And I know that stuff is not very common in the dance scene, so you're going to need a combination of that. Hopefully you have a dance partner that you can really, really use to kind of get some demos out there of what you're trying to do. But as the scene starts to grow more and more here in the US, we're definitely going to have space for more artists and things like that, space for more DJs and organizers and things like that. Because if you take a look at the European scene, the level of instructors, the number of instructors they have is insane. The number of DJs that they have is insane. The number of organizers that they have is insane. So I only think it's a matter of time before we start to have that here in the US as well. But yeah, each time you kind of set the bar on DJing, you set the bar on teaching, you set the bar on dancing, and I feel like, and on teaching as well, and all of that is just going to help raise the bar of Kizomba overall. There's a lot to it, but if I could give my 2 cents on that, that's what I would say off the top of my head, yeah? My upcoming schedule, if you guys want to catch where I'm at, I know a couple of people like Mike and Melissa from North Carolina. I've seen them 3 times since Neo Kids. I saw them in Orlando when I was there with Ronnie. I saw them in DC when I was there teaching us there. Hey Juho. and I was there in Dallas, and Mike and Melissa were also there as well. But yeah, Neo Kids kind of set a precedence, which is really good. I mean, we need that in the U.S. to kind of set that goal. And people are like, where are you going to be next? I need my next Urban Kids fix, you know? And this is where organization needs to start. This is where DJing needs to start. It is so cool to go to a festival or a social and there's an actual Kizomba DJ that knows how to throw some fire tracks, some tarashinha to like traditional, to like ghetto zouk, to like sensual, all that kind of stuff, you know? I don't think we have enough DJs. I DJ, and I love to DJ. I love to create that ambiance in the room, you know? But if I were to be honest with myself, my skill set is best at a social on the dance floor. So but at the same time, if I'm on the dance floor and I have to dance to crappy music, then I'd rather sacrifice my dancing to play music. But at the same time, then if we don't have enough leads on the dance floor, it gets into this whole thingamabob. I don't know what word to put in there. But DJs in the US, let's get better. Let's get better at transitions. Let's get better at storage and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's going to be super, super important for all of that to happen. So yes, my upcoming schedule, so I don't keep you guys on the show too long. I'm going to be in Canada for 2 weeks. I'll be in Edmonton and Winnipeg. I'll be there with Christiane and Jolene, Double Canadian Weekender. You guys can find that out on my website, neokizoma.com/DCW for Double Canadian Weekender. It's going to be a fun time there. And then you guys can check out my schedule at neokizoma.com under upcoming events. I recently hired a virtual assistant, so that's going to be more up to date to let you guys know where I'll be teaching and things like that. Juho is on the phone or on the line right now. I'm going to be at the Chicago International Salsa Congress 2018 in February. Hoping to see you guys there. But yeah, I'll post the dates here, or maybe next week I'll go over the rest of my schedule for the rest of the year. Still kind of ironing out the rest of the dates. If I were to give a shout out to one other event, it will be the One Kids Weekender put on by Sheikah. That's going to be December 8th to the 10th. And my birthday is on December 11th. So if you guys are coming to that, it'll be awesome to celebrate my birthday with you guys. I'm 32 now, so I'll be 33 there. So I hope to see you guys there. Yes, Shamika will be there. So it'll be really awesome. So the last 3 points here that I want to have in my show, song of the week, quote of the week, and question of the week. So that's how I'm going to be ending my shows here. Song of the week here. We were in DC. DJ Morella Soul was there, and he dropped his one track. And I think I was dancing with Lonnie from LA. I'm getting goosebumps right now. I don't think you can see my goosebumps. But there's this one song that he dropped. I'm going to play it. I don't have my speakers on. It's just my laptop speakers. But I let the beat drop. Yes, that song is amazing. It's on SoundCloud. I'm going to share the link with you guys there in the minutes for the show. It's kind of like a smooth violin with like some hard tarasha. So it's like classical swag mixed with some funk that, I don't know. It's really a freaking awesome song, and DJ Morella Soul is freaking phenomenal. So that's going to be the song of the week. It's Gali Matias by DJ Nice Life. DJ Morella Soul and DJ Nice Life, they're doing some collaboration, so I'm pretty sure you guys are going to see some fire coming from them. And that brings us to the quote of the week, and this is also going to tie into this week's podcast that I'll be dropping on Wednesday. Quote of the week is going to be, a comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. This year, 2017, has been some really, really good things that have happened this year, from the Olympiads competition, to the Eurokids trip, to me being in Sweden, to going to Paris and Luxembourg, to the Neo Kids Fest, to the tour of the Ronnie, and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's been really, 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 really awesome. I'm super, super grateful for all those things that have happened this year. But at the same time, like, if I was to be real with you guys, like, it's been some emotional roller coaster type shit going on as well, you know? It's really, really tough because, like, the higher you climb, when you look down, it's like, oh shit, like, look at how far I've come, and you're like scared to fail. Like, you're scared to make a bigger mistake. You're scared to fail in front of other people, and as your influence grows, more and more people follow you. So you make a mistake, you fall on your face, like, that's more in front of everybody. And then coming from me, I used to get teased and things like that when I was younger in school. Like, that's some real shit. There's some fear that goes into that, so it's really, really tough. So it's not easy to navigate all that success. I also want to say that, like, even emotionally, like, I want to say as many good things that I've had, 2017 has also been like some emotional stuff, without getting into too much details, but like things like heartbreak, things like not being satisfied with yourself as an artist and your dancing. Like, each time you do better, like, you have to push yourself up to go to the next level, you know? And going into comfort zones, I think the title of the podcast is coming up Wednesday is going to be Fuck Your Comfort Zone. And that includes my comfort zone. Fuck my comfort zone. It's really, really crazy to think about all of the things that could go wrong before you actually decide to actually do them, you know? Yes, you're going to make mistakes and things like that. We're not perfect, but if you try to avoid mistakes, then you never really grow into anything worthwhile, you know? Like, you can stay within your bubble of your comfort zone, but nothing ever grows there. So I push myself out of my comfort zone dancing wise consistently. I push myself out of my comfort zone organization wise. And it's really, really crazy because every time you set the bar, next time, like, the expectation is just to increase it, you know? And I think we have like this human natural desire or flow to like want to improve, you know? Like, look, like civilization, look at technology, look at, I mean, we're riding around on horses and now we're flying in the sky and flying into space. Like, we have a natural movement of progression, you know? But it's not an easy thing. So, and this goes out to the students and the instructors and the DJs and all that kind of stuff. It's like, yes, you're at your current level, but what can you do to get to your next level? And it's a balance. So you can't fall into the error of being all high and mighty on your horse and beating your chest and like, oh yes, I'm the best there is around, and that kind of thing. But on the flip side, I see sometimes people are playing themselves down. Like, they actually have talent as an instructor. They actually have talent as a DJ. They actually have talent, and they're walking around with their tails in between their legs, you know? And it's really, really tough. It's a tough balance. And so it has not been an easy year for me. Even though I've had these wins, I hired a life coach to kind of help me out with some of the stuff that I've been going through, and I'll be sharing that stuff with you guys. I just don't want to bore you guys with all my little details, but yeah, it's really, really tough, and that kind of goes into like my whole inspiration of wanting to do this for you guys. Before I get into the question of the week, I'm going to show you guys, I went to a Fusion Social on Saturday, and it was really, really awesome. The Fusion Social, you guys have heard about Fusion? This is like Fusion, like legit Fusion. Fusion is taking like a primary tango dancer, a primary salsa dancer, and making them dance to 112 Cupid, you know? Nobody's really in their element. It was really, really fun. I had really, really fun dances with dancers who had balance and rhythm. If those two were not there, then it wasn't as fun of a dance. And it seems like fusion right now kind of has this bad stigma because it just is open to interpretation, so people can kind of dance whatever, but there's still some fundamental skills that need to be into place. I was really inspired at it because I was dancing to all kinds of different types of music with different kinds of follows, and there were no rules, you know, but of course safety, floor craft, balance, rhythm, body movement, all that kind of stuff. There's this girl named Vanessa that took me out to the social. I had a really, really, really fun time. And I feel like that side of me, like if you guys know me, like I already put R&B and stuff like that into my Kizomba mixes and stuff like that. That side is kind of like, let me just put in one R&B song that's different in my Kizomba set, and hopefully they don't get mad. Like that little thing that I did kind of hesitantly, that door was like whoosh, at the Kizomba social. It's like, yes, come here, bring all of your whatever you can do well in the dance, you know? And nobody was judging anybody. It was really, really fun. So you just actually had dance and you had fun. I definitely want to do more of that. But yeah, that was a really awesome experience. So I appreciate you guys tapping into the show for the first one. Like I said, this is going to be every Monday evening. Jennifer is saying your inner strength is unparalleled, something of the sort to be inspired by. So I know you will not be broken. You've yet begun to tap into your potential, so be patient. Thank you so much for those words, Jennifer. I know this is kind of like the reason why I'm starting the brand of Ogarocious. I feel like I am destined to do other things outside of just Kizomba, even though Kizomba is like one of my biggest loves. I love dancing, I love teaching, I'm not stopping teaching, I'm not stopping organizing, but I want to get back into poetry, I want to get back into playing music, I want to get into motivational speaking, I want to write a book, and I think the Ogarocious platform will allow me to do that while I still continue to do what I love to do as a Kizomba instructor. So, question of the week, I want to see you guys comment in the comments. So you guys, I know that you're watching. If you guys shared the video, thank you so much to help the podcast. Also be sure to like my page, Charles Ogar, Ogarocious is what I'm broadcasting from right now. Question of the week, when is the last time that you pushed yourself outside of your comfort zone, and what did you learn from it? I would say one thing that definitely stepped out to my mind were the demos recently that I did with Sara Pinedo and with Marta. Obviously, these are like probably one of the top two follows in the Kizomba world, you know? And with me not having a dance partner, like the only thing you can wish for is to have a badass follow by your side for a demo. And who knows what inner workings happened in the universe, but two opportunities presented themselves to one, do a demo with Marta, and another one to do a demo with freaking Sara Pinedo in Dallas. So, okay, Charles, you want to show what you got? Okay, here's the best of the best of the follows. Let's see what you got, kind of thing, you know? So, to perform at that level and knowing that, like, okay, now I have to step up to their level was definitely something pushing me out of my comfort zone. What did I learn from that? You really got to show up. And like I said, it's a continual process. It's okay to push yourself out of your comfort zone and fail and not meet expectation, or meet your expectations or exceed your expectations. But if you don't try to do that, then you're never really going to grow, you know? So the demo with Marta was really, really awesome that we had in Esquina Tango. The one in Neo Kiss wasn't so good, you know? I shared a demo with Sara Pinedo. I shared the second one that we did. But the first one that we did wasn't so hot, so we decided not to share that one. So yeah, that was really, really nerve-wracking, but at the same time, I'm glad that I stepped up to the plate to push myself, and those videos are getting some really good views right now. So I'm working on my artist image as well as being an organizer as well. So you guys are gonna see me start to put out some more artistic videos. I'm trying to get on Laurent Yushu's level. That guy is really good with the camera. So I'm gonna try to do that as well and kind of do some things and things like that. But what did I learn from that experience? Fuck your comfort zone. it's going to be really, really important for you guys to push yourself out of your comfort zone. It's crazy the amount of things that we go on in our mind, thinking about all the things that could go wrong, all the things that the people will say, all the things that the people will notice and maybe not like, and maybe we'll make a mistake and all that kind of stuff. Fuck that shit. Like, do what you need to do to push yourself out of your comfort zone, because not you're just sitting in the bubble. I'm a thinker. Like, I tend, like, one of my things that I've been pushing myself out of the habit of doing is paralysis of analysis, you know? Just thinking of all these fucking weird situations of, what if this happens, or what if that happens, or what if this happens, or what if that happens, you know? And sometimes you just need to, like, give yourself a kick in the ass and just, like, get out there, you know? I think it's better to ask for forgiveness after you do something versus asking for permission. So, yeah, make mistakes. I'm not saying go bankrupt. I'm not saying do this, all that kind of stuff, but like practicing, putting a demo out there, practicing your DJing, working on your balance, all that kind of stuff, you know? And it's good to have accountability partners, all that kind of stuff. That's a whole nother conversation, you know? But yes, that's what I would say for the people out there. I hope to see you guys' response. For the question of the week, when was the last time you pushed yourself out of your comfort zone, and when did you learn from it? So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to try to put in all the minutes and the links of everything that I said before, so you guys can do that as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.